This story was shared with me by someone I personally know. He requested that this be the very first story I feature on my YouTube channel. Out of respect for his privacy, I won't reveal his real name or the exact location where this happened. What you're about to hear is based on his true experience, one that he says still haunts him to this day. This happened one rainy evening when I was with my mom, around 10 or 11 p.m. We had just come from a church service, something we regularly did as Christians. It was just the two of us walking home when we noticed something strange. "Ma, there's fire," I said, pointing toward a spot on the roadside where trash were usually burned. It was strange because despite the rain, the fire was alive. Bright orange flames dancing intensely as if no rain was falling at all. "How can there be fire? Everything soaked," I asked. Mom stared at it quietly for a moment and softly replied, Maybe it's a Santelmo." We didn't stop walking. We didn't run either. But even as we approached our house, the fire remained there, burning in the distance. Once we got inside, I peeked through the back window to see if the fire was still there. But it was gone, completely vanished. I felt chills, yes, but no fear. I believe we were protected. We had just come from church. I knew God was with us. But I thought that would be the strangest thing I'd never experienced. I was wrong, because what happened in the mountains was far more terrifying. At that time, we were still living deep in the mountains. I was with my two younger brothers, my two uncles, and the firstest man I knew, Grandpa Dioning. Lolo Dioning, everyone in our family respected him. He feared no one, not the forest, not the dark, not the wild, not even the unknown. One night, he gave me a task. "Mar, go down to the town. Buy rice, salt, oil, and matches. We'll need them tomorrow." "Right now, Lolo?" "Yes, right now." So I obeyed. But as I started descending the mountains, path anxiety wrapped around my chest like a snake. There were no lights on that trail, only shadows, thick woods, and silence. The moon gave the only light I had around me. I heard the hoots of owls, the rustling of leaves, and the terrifying feeling that someone or something was following me. I asked myself, is there a person behind me? An animal? Or am I just imagining it? My neck grew cold. I could almost feel breath behind me. That's when I ran. I didn't walk. I flew down that mountain with wide strides, like I was leaping through the air. When I reached the nearby village below, I could finally breathe. But I knew going back would be worse, because the way back meant climbing uphill and returning through the same darkness. When I got home, I told Grandpa everything. "Lolo, something was behind me. I could feel it, watching." He just looked at me, quietly, but in his eyes could tell. He knows something. A few nights later, We were walking home from town. Me, Grandpa, and my two uncles. It was dark. The forest was eerily silent. Then we heard it. Whack! 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 Grandpa stopped. Get down, Mar, he whispered. I immediately crouched. I watched as he raised his sangot, a sharp harvesting blade used to cut coconut flowers for tobacco wine, and began swinging it widely in the air, again and again, as if warding off something unseen. Lolo, what is it? I asked. He didn't reply right away, but I felt that something was coming, something evil. Don't stop walking, Grandpa ordered. And whatever you do, don't look back. But we couldn't help it, because suddenly something dropped from the treetops. It was a Wakwak. Pale skin, balding head, long sharp claws, giant black wings, like a bat, its mouth wide open dripping with red saliva, and its eyes were looked on Grandpa. You really dared show yourself to me, Grandpa shouted. The Wakwak had no weapons, just raw strength and its monstrous claws. But Grandpa didn't flinch. He held his sangot tightly. Then the creature attacked, flying straight toward him, fast and violent. Grandpa swung the sangot, slicing into one of its wings. It shrieked in pain, backed away, then dove in again. It clawed at him, punched him, until blood spilled from Grandpa's arm. But he stood firm. Then he shouted loud and powerful, "In the name of God, you will not win." Back! He drove the sangot deep into the Wakwak's belly. The creature cried out, stumbling, still trying to fight. But with one final swing, a deep slash across its neck, the Wakwak crashed to the ground, convulsing, bubbling from the mouth, until it lay completely still. Peace in the forest. We walked home in silence. Grandpa was wounded, but unshaken. Why did you do that, Lolo? I asked. If I didn't, that thing might have taken you, he said. Since that night, no one ever saw that Wakwak again. And Grandpa Dioning, though just an ordinary man, without any magic, charms, or amulets, fought and defeated that dark creature, because he didn't fight alone. He had God on his side.